we could all use some encouragement. And I've got some good news for you. Welcome to 5 Minutes with Mark. Well, greetings, friends. Welcome back to 5 Minutes with Mark. We're picking up the story here in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, at verse 27. Then they came again to Jerusalem, and as he was walking in the temple, the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders came to him. And they said to him, "By what authority are you doing these things? And who gave you this authority to do these things?" But Jesus answered and said to them, "I will ask you one question, then answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or from men? Answer me." And they reasoned among themselves, saying, "If we say from heaven, he'll say, 'Why did you not believe him?' But if we say from men," they feared the people, for all counted John to have been a prophet indeed. So they answered and said to Jesus, "We do not know." And Jesus answered and said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things." So Jesus has been preaching against the teachings of the scribes and the Pharisees. He's turned the money changers' tables over in the temple and driven the merchants out. He's done miracles on their doorsteps. He's walked into the hornet's nest and kicked it as hard as he can, really, on purpose, knowing that Calvary is right around the corner, knowing that his death is imminent. But that's where he came. So the scribes, the elders, and the chief priests, there's a whole group of the leaders of the temple. He's in the temple. They come up to him and say, "Hey, Jesus, got a question for you. Who gave you the authority to do this stuff that you're doing? By what authority are you operating in?" In other words, we think you're a demon-possessed man, maybe, or worse, you're actually from God and we don't like it. So tell us. And what they're trying to do really is to trap Jesus into saying that he was sent from God, because then they can say that he's being blasphemous, and that gives them a legal cause to have him arrested, which ultimately is what they're going to do anyway. But Jesus, he's so smart. Have you ever noticed Jesus is smart? He's quick. He looks at him. He goes, "All right, you're asking me a question. I get it. I'm going to ask you a question. If you answer me, I'll answer you. John's baptism, was it from God or was it from men?" And that threw these guys into a quandary, because they said among themselves, "Well, if we say John was sent from heaven, then he's going to say, 'Well, why didn't you believe him?' And we're going to say, 'Because we didn't want to.' That's not going to look very good. But if we say John was just a wild man, he came from man, the people loved John. They thought John was a prophet. They really believed he was from God, and that's going to get us in deep trouble with the very people we're trying to control." You see their quandary? Darned if they do and darned if they don't, basically. And so they look at Jesus and they go, "We don't know." And Jesus says, "That's what I figured. I'm not telling you anything. Figure it out yourselves." That's essentially what the conversation is. There is such a challenge when the powers that be, when the powers in control, especially the religious powers, don't like what's happening. Remember, Jesus is going to be crucified by Roman soldiers, but he's sold to them. He's set up by these men, by the temple authorities. The religious leaders of Jerusalem are going to have this man executed. Why? Because they don't like their power base being challenged. They don't want to hear the truth. They're comfortable in the way things are. They have the power and control. They have the money flowing in. They got everything they want. And this guy is going to upset all that because he's basically saying, you should know better. You've turned the house of prayer into a den of thieves. Shame on you. You've led the people astray. You've taken the people and you've burdened them with rules and regulations that you don't even follow. You've rewritten the rule book to benefit your pocketbook. God says no. And when we have these moments, and I think we have these moments often in church world, I think we're in one of those right now where there's a huge challenge to either believe the truth. Are we followers of Jesus and followers of his word? Are we going to allow him to correct us and the way we think and the way we operate? Or are we going to say, I don't really buy all that God stuff anyway. I like it the way it is. We like the money coming in. We like the power we have. We like the influence more than righteousness. I think it's something we really need to think about. And I think Jesus, as we see here, Jesus expects us to wrestle with these things and to figure them out, because the answer is obvious. If we believe he is the Son of God, sent by God, the answer is obvious. We have to take him at his word. We have to believe what he says. We have to mold our lives to fit his plan, not reinterpret Jesus to fit ours. It's a big idea. This conflict, again, is just going to get stronger. We know where it's going. We know where it's going. And we'll continue in chapter 12 next time we meet. See you then. Hey friends, I sure hope you're enjoying this casual stroll through the Gospel of Mark. And if you'd like to know more about me and what I'm doing, check out my website, theeclecticmonk.com. There you'll find all kind of other stuff that I've been doing. And I really hope that you'll share this Bible study with the people around you. Till next time, God bless you.